Now let's look at the different tools found in Cubase. We have found some sample audio in the example project, Tools 1. You can select the tools by clicking on the tool buttons at the top of the project page, or by right-clicking on the event display on the project page. The first tool is actually 3 tools in one. The little arrow indicates that there is more than one tool found here. You can simply select the individual tools on the pull-down menu, or by simply clicking on the number 1 on your QWERTY keyboard, you can easily cycle through the tools. Make sure you are always using the intended tool when you use the Object Selection tool. Selecting other tools with key commands is simple. Press 2 on your QWERTY keyboard for tool number 2, 3 for 3, and so on. The first tool under tool number 1 is Normal Sizing. Then, Sizing moves contents, and finally, Sizing applies time stretch. Normal sizing has many purposes. For example, you can pick up events and move them around. You can trim the left and right ends of an event by clicking on the bottom squares. Change the volume of the audio event by clicking on the top square. Notice that the volume changes are reflected in the info line above. You can actually go above 0 dB here, great for low passages. You can also easily add a fade in or a fade out by clicking on the triangles in the upper right corners of the event. If you want to copy an event, hold down Alt, which is a shortcut for the split tool, but don't click and let go as this will cut the event. Click and drag, which creates a copy. If you think about it, it's brilliant. You can do so much with one tool and the Alt button. Very nice. In the Preferences, there is an option under Editing, Tools, that shows extra info as a tooltip displaying the current pointer position and the name of the track and the event that you're pointing at. This can be handy at times. When you're moving parts around, you can enable the crosshair cursor. This helps you position the parts you are moving with greater accuracy. If the crosshair cursor is hard to see, you can change the color. I'm going to choose red with a smaller mask width. The Sizing Moves Contents allows you to move the contents of the audio event while resizing. If I click and drag the left side of the audio file remains in view while the right side is changing, and vice versa. In the Preferences under Editing and Audio, you can choose the Time Stretch tool's algorithm for time stretching. Sizing Applies Time Stretch is used for quick and easy stretching. Real time is much quicker and is less demanding on the CPU, and the MPEX presets will produce a higher sound quality. If you are unsure which MPEX preset to use, you can read up on the differences between each of them by pressing the Help button here and choosing Audio underneath Editing. A tip here is to make sure that Snap is on so that your time stretching will lock to bars and beats, speeding things up even more. The second tool is the Range Selection tool. The Range Selection tool is used for many purposes. It basically selects a range and allows you to either edit, process, cut, copy, or move the media. If you select something and then drag it away, it moves that selection. If you hold down the Alt key, you can copy the selection. Double-clicking on an event selects the whole event. You can range select across multiple tracks and use Control on the PC and Command on the Mac to deselect and reselect individual tracks. If you right-click on the selection you've made, you can now process the selection with one of the audio processes or with plugins. We'll talk about audio processing in Level 3 of this tutorial series. You can also use it with Cycle, which we'll talk more about in the looping video. Go to the File menu and choose Preferences. Under Editing, check Cycle Follows Range Selection. Click OK. Now turn on the Cycle button, and whenever you select a range, the left and right locators or the cycle match or follow your selection. The Split tool allows you to cut media. If you hold down Alt while you are splitting or cutting, you can get multiple repeated splits in the size of the first split. If you want to cut on a zero crossing, which means the audio file is neither negative or positive but zero, which also means no noise when you cut, choose Snap to Zero Crossing. Just click on this button right here. See how it snaps? Let's zoom in a little, turn off the snap so we can cut anywhere and make our cut. It's actually easy to cut on the zero crossing with Cubase's excellent zooming features. The glue tool will glue these splits back together. Holding Alt will allow you to glue multiple cuts together. Gluing audio events together will put these events into a part which we'll discuss later in the series. The Eraser tool erases. Kind of obvious, but I thought I should mention it. The Zooming tool allows you to zoom in and out. Click, hold, drag, and then release lets you zoom in. To zoom out, press the Alt key and click. Multiple clicks will zoom you all the way out. Move ahead to the next video to learn about the rest of the tools.